What is up, guys? Welcome to the 20 podcast brought to you by Beatsource. Make sure you check out Beatsource link where you can DJ using streaming tracks from the internet, online or offline. Also, our incredible curated playlists made for DJs by DJs. So dope. Go on there, use our code the20, and you will get, I think, a free 30 days, maybe free 60 days. I'm not sure. Tell me what happens when you type that in. But thank you guys for tuning in. I am your host, DJ Spider.
DJ Spider!
That is right. Check out my website, Instagram. It's DEJAYSPIDER.com or on Instagram at DJSPIDER. Post all my gigs, residencies, funny videos, whatever you want. Send me a DM. I always love to hear from you guys. And make sure you rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere you find us, YouTube, and all that. And thank you guys, the Beatsourcers, for tuning in week after week. You are great, and I got so much love for you. So, on today's show, we have someone that is a friend of the show, someone that has been on here already. This is the part 2, but I felt like it was only right to have him on because he was on 3 years ago to this date, basically. Right the first month of the pandemic. So it's just such a different world we're coming out in. So I thought it'd be so interesting and cool to hear what he's been doing. So go back and listen to the part 1 if you have not before. He tells so many dope stories, you know, about AM and like all these amazing things that you would love. This guy has been doing this DJ thing since before a lot of you were born, and he's still going strong even after the pandemic. He's one of my favorite DJs, one of the most versatile DJs in the game. From his amazing DJ skills, unmatched musical knowledge, his focused ability to read a crowd, and ability to mix all genres together in a magical way. Like I said, he's one of my faves. We get into some super crazy and interesting stuff on this episode. I'm playing like AI songs. We use ChatGPT AI to teach us ways that DJs can get booked outside their city. And honestly, it was pretty on point. We were impressed. So I type in some questions and we read them on the air. It was pretty dope. So without further ado, please welcome to the show, Fashen. We are here. We're in the studio, in person, the 20 podcast, and we've got DJ Fashen.
What up?
He's here. That's
My
right.
God.
There will be sound effects under that. That sounds cool.
Dude, my intro last time was fucking hot.
Well, you guys, you'll have a good one on this one.
Spider was like, he's been all around the world. He's shit in golden toilets.
I was telling the truth, okay?
No,
I did give you a good intro last time. And so for your guys, if you're just hearing this episode and it's your first time listening to DJ Fashen on the 20 podcast, there is a part 1 from 3 years ago in April 2020.
Almost to the day.
Yeah, the beginning of the pandemic, basically 1 month in.
Yeah.
We did a Zoom podcast.
It was.
And I did a great intro for you.
It was awesome.
And I'll do that again on this show, but with new things. You'll have to listen when you listen to the actual episode. Because I'm doing the intro after. But yeah, great intro, but it was all true. Shitting in the golden toilets and all that.
It was awesome.
And yeah, no, I got nothing but love for you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me back, bro.
You've always been one of my favorite DJs.
You
We've
too.
Always been great friends.
Yeah.
And
Spider's that guy, like when I go see Spider, like my Shazam is out hot that night. Like my phone is like, stop. Like put me on ice right now.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah,
really
well, same with you, man. You're just, I think something that I probably could say that to follow up from the intro from that's been since then is like I said it then, but even more now, like you're relentless in a good way with making shit happen. You know, so we went through a pandemic. I interviewed you 3 years ago.
Yeah.
In that interview, I listened back and I heard us saying like, oh, it's kind of nice being in the house. I get to clean the house and stream. And like, we were like really happy actually, because I think we had just spent a month inside from being on the road nonstop. Fast forward to probably a year after that. And we're like, we're not working. We're freaking out. You know,
my God.
We've gone through 3 years of a lot of ups and downs, as a lot of you out there listening have. But we've also come back and we're back working and seeing you, your calendar will be filled up and you'll be going all over and you're doing old places, new places, and all kinds of stuff. And even just before the recording, you're emailing someone and booking a gig that you'd been trying to lock in for, I think you said like 3 years or something. I mean, everyone out there should take note of that. You know what I mean? This is someone that you guys look up to as an OG and a vet, and someone's been doing this, and you probably figure he has it so easy, and he snaps his fingers, and the gigs, fall in his lap. But
if only it was that easy.
Everybody's working, and coming out of the pandemic was a crazy, scary time for all of us. Like, are we even still DJs? What are we doing? Are people still around that book us? And so to see, thankfully I'm back working, and to see you back working and doing your thing. Like, yes, we have managers and agents and people that work for us, but at the end of the day, we have to make this stuff happen. Yeah. And so, props to you for making that happen. And
Thank you.
I think, it's just crazy to see, like, 3 years later. I remember I was listening back and hearing us say, like, do you think that music consumption will be different, like, when we come back out of the pandemic? Like, we were making all these predictions that I don't know if they're true or not now. I mean, music consumption is different, I guess, but there's things that are just the same now that we come back. I don't even know what's different.
I think one thing I've noticed, like, getting back into the clubs is I feel like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2000 kind of like 9-10 era where we were playing full open format sets where you could squeeze in like some rock songs and all this and a lot of sing along stuff like that, like, and then it kind of like shifted into like EDM, and then it shifted back into hip hop. Like going into the pandemic, it was just like everyone just like hip hop, which is cool. And then now coming out, people are just like, man, we just want to have fun again. Like, play everything. It doesn't matter what you play. I mean, I just played Highlight Room this past Saturday night, and, I was like, okay, I feel comfortable there because it's right down the street from my house. I know everyone that works there, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I feel like if I'm going to take risks anywhere, it's going to be Highlight Room because if anything, they'll just come over and be like, maybe just put it back to hip hop, and I'll be like, all right, cool, no big deal.
Exactly.
And at the end of the night, like I played a few things, and I was just like, all right, let me do this. And then at the end of the night, the manager came up to me, he's like, dude, that was one of the most amazing sets. He's like, did you record it? And I'm like, I did not, but maybe I know next time. Yeah. I know what I can get away with now. Yeah. And I will. Maybe I'll record it next time. So
yeah. Yeah. Well, and for everyone out there listening, Highlight Room is one of the, best high-profile clubs in LA. It's owned by Tao Group, and it's on the top of the Dream Hotel. Yeah. And so many crazy, amazing events and nightclub nights happen there. And it's really dope, overlooking the city. And Fashen does it on a regular basis, kills it. But that's so good to hear. And, that's what me and you and some other people are known for and kind of got our start with. And, we told some of these stories on the other podcasts, so you can go back and listen, and I won't bore anybody that listened. But, yeah, we both won Next on the Decks competitions, consecutive years. I won, then you won. Mm-hmm. And Matt, Steve Aoki's manager, just sent me the flyer from mine, like from
the winning serious?
Thing, from the magazine layout of it.
Oh, wow.
Pretty dope. So I'll show you after.
Yeah, I got to see that.
But it was cool to see. I'd never even seen that. And, but I think the way we won those contests, the DJ contest, was making mixes that had these curveballs and these left turns and these unexpected things that still made the mix cohesive and worked musically and was fun and showed off our DJ skills, but made it stand out differently than all the other mixes that came out there. And that's something that I don't ever want to forget through my DJ sets, because same thing. I was in Vegas last week. Same kind of thing. I know they want more of like a hip hop vibe, and there's very specific guidelines at some of these clubs. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna throw this in there, and it worked. I did get told, hey, can you go back to the hip hop? And I didn't get told that was the most amazing set. But I did feel good. But at the same time, I don't care. Like, I'd rather get fired for doing something weird and different than get fired for just being the same old thing and not being remembered. Just drift off into nowhere.
Well, the goal is to not sound like everybody else.
Yes, totally.
Like, what's the point? You may as well just hire the same person.
Right, yeah. And at this point, you can do that. Like, we were saying that, too, also, that when we first started touring around, like, they would book us. a lot of times you get booked because you were from LA, you know, which was stupid, but true, you know, because it was like we were underneath DJ AM. AM was from LA. He was the coolest guy. And then he would tell them to book us. And we were from LA, you know, and you had moved from Arizona and Phoenix to LA. And so, like, that was the reason, I guess, you know, to book us. And then over time, we proved ourselves and our skills and started touring around. But nowadays, there's incredible DJs. Everybody has Serato. We're all sharing the edits. They have all these record pools and everything from DJ City and, you know, and Beatsource and all that. Like, everybody can have the same things. So to stand out is hard, but also the local DJs are incredible. Every single city has these amazing DJs. So it's even harder. Like, when DJs hit me and they go, can you give me some advice? Like, how do I get on the road? How do I tour around? How do I get my name out there? And I'm like, it's a new world. Like, honestly, I was lucky with my timing, a lot of it. There's no way I could even replicate what happened.
Yeah, me and
I
you
have
both.
legacy relationships, as you do, of people that still want to book me that have been booking me for 10, 15 years. Yeah. So there's no real, you know, I have new advice for people, I feel like.
I like that. We're legacy DJs.
In
We're in the legacy league.
Some of our relationships are sort of like those built-in legacy things where, like, how do I get in there? I'm like, I don't know. You know, like, I proved myself 15 years ago.
Yeah, and a lot of those people also are just like, hey, you know, they've tried some of the newer guys and just like, you know what, let's just stick with the guys that know what they're doing. Right. Not saying that anyone doesn't know. Yeah. But yeah, I mean.
But you almost can't get in there the way we did. It's almost like the people that are touring now, like, either have their own party, like, you know, Donovan's Yard or the Do-Over or like those kind of things, you know, or have a crazy social media following, whether it's a crappy, stupid one or one that's really cool. You know, there's some DJs that have do amazing things.
Mine's crappy and stupid.
No, I don't think so.
It's all right.
But
it's
you
whatever.
know what I mean. But like, there's different ways I think that DJs can tour, right? And nowadays, rather than the way it used to be, you know? So it's just like a whole new thing. And I know that that's something you mentioned on the old thing, but on the last podcast, but we didn't get into it too much, was that DJ AM basically talked you into moving to LA, right?
Yes.
And you were one of the first DJs on Deckstar, as was I. And one of the main reasons that he told you to move to LA was, like I said, it was easier to book DJs from LA. They were like, this DJ's so good. He's from Phoenix. And they'd be like, whatever.
Well, they're like, how do we sell that?
Right.
Though? They're like, how do we sell? This guy's crazy and he's from Phoenix. And they're like, Phoenix? Like,
yeah. Because it was funny, even if you were from Vegas, it wasn't cool. Like, you had to be from LA to DJ in Vegas.
Well, because
now I think you can live in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, it just everyone has this perception, well, at least back then, everyone had this perception that LA is like celebrities and, you know, everyone knew it. You know, if you're DJing in LA, you're DJing for celebrities and you knew people and this and that.
Almost bottle service was only in LA, New York, Vegas, and Miami, I guess. You know, it hadn't even really spread to too many other cities.
It's different. And you know what the craziest thing is, and I think we might have even touched on this the last time, was that the best parties aren't even in LA, New York, and Miami. The best parties are in, like, the middle of the country, or the most fun parties, at least in my opinion.
Like what?
Like I just played in Iowa City a couple weeks ago. Club. I'm a regular there. I've been playing there also since like AM days. The Summit in Iowa City.
Right. I think I played there a couple
College
times.
Town. Hawkeyes. You know, and it just
my wife's from Iowa, so shout to Iowa.
But it goes, man. It just goes. Yeah. Like, you can play like whatever. Right. And it's just amazing. And, you know, another one is, you know, I go to the South and I play in Auburn. You know, it's a lot of these college markets, you know,
that's
they
in
crush
Alabama.
It. Alabama, yeah.
Yeah, college, right? I've never been to Alabama. Actually.
It's amazing, you know. And when I play in Alabama, I usually do 2 nights back to back. And shout out to my brother John. He brings me out there, DJ Lee, and I'll do two different bars. And same thing. It's just like the first place that I play, it's a little bit smaller. And then on night 2, I usually play the bigger venue, and it's just insane. And like, same thing. You can play pretty much anything you want. Kids go crazy. They sing. They know all like old songs. I mean,
I love that.
Some of the things. I mean, I'm just like, how do you guys even know these records? They're like before your time, but like, but it is. It just, those are the fun events. You know, I like playing parties where people actually have a good time and, you know, less on your phone and worrying about being seen. Right. Yeah, I think we are all like that now.
Yeah, no, it's the best when you just get to like vibe with the crowd, or it's like that party that Jeremy does here.
I still have yet to go.
Electric Fields. You got to go.
I want to go. I want to play.
Definitely has the, you know, just the feeling of fun. People are just coming to have fun and just go crazy and just lose it.
Now, another city that's like that, and another venue that I like playing is Rec Room in San Jose.
Oh yeah, shout out to Arcade.
Yeah, my brother Arcade. I mean, I met Arcade during the pandemic on Twitch.
On Twitch, yeah.
And he has an amazing Twitch schedule. He does it a couple nights a week. I think it's like Mondays and Wednesdays, and it's the Wave Cave. And he just plays like the coolest, like if you smoke bud and like, just crazy thing. He has cool visuals, and he just plays these like cool remixes like Kendrick Lamar and SZA and like just all kinds of. He's all over the place.
He's so good at scratching.
Oh, he's amazing. And to be honest with you, like that's one thing I wanted to like talk about today was just just some new DJs who I've like come across over the last couple of years, and like I'm telling you now, like
I love it.
I don't really co-sign a lot of guys because I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Like I've heard some guys and it's just like, there's a lot of cool guys out there, like nice guys, but that doesn't mean they're great DJs.
Yes,
and I'm not trying to like shit on DJs.
No,
I'm not.
We all know he's
but then,
a nice person. Or she's
there's
a nice
guys
person,
that like are literally like, I'm blown away. Like Arcade is one of those guys that like blows me away. Like I think he's like.
Me too. I would always be inspired listening to his DJ sets on Twitch, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, if I could do anything to help him, I would. And I'm just a fan of him.
Yeah, and just to clarify, like, I mean, there's so many DJs that do just the exact same thing, and they're good at it. And they're good at doing the exact same thing, but like. When you hear a guy that like is doing something totally different, and you're just like, what? And that's to me, that's just.
You have other people you were thinking of?
Who else I heard recently that I was just kind of. I mean, I know a lot of people have really been like going off on like Fred again. And like things that he's doing. I watch videos. It's pretty interesting.
His stuff's dope. Actually, Steve Wonder sent me this. Track by that group Bicep, and from like it's like 5 years ago, and it kind of sounded like very Fred again-ish.
Yeah.
I know he's been around for a minute, but I wonder if he's like super influenced by that.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think of the Coachella set?
It was dope. I mean, I think it was a DJ set. It wasn't him. I mean, it wasn't like what I've seen him do.
Yeah,
like
or just as a whole, what did you think of it?
What, Coachella?
Well, no, I mean,
the Skrillex,
Fortet, yeah.
I thought it was great. I mean, I thought it was really
dope.
Cool,
But I was like, kind of like, I was like watching Twitter as I was watching it. Like I had like one screen on Twitter and I had one screen on YouTube watching it live from my bedroom. Of course, I was watching it after I watched Barry. Thank you. Best show on television. Anyway,
shout to Barry. I just DJ'd the season 4.
I saw. I was
didn't
so
know.
pissed.
I actually would have invited you. I'm sorry.
I would have been there. I literally live like 2 miles from the cemetery.
So dope. Yeah, I was DJing in a cemetery. I'm DJing in front of Johnny Ramone's grave.
Oh my God! I'm not. It's not even 2 miles. I'm a mile from there, homie.
God.
I was like,
and they were all there. NoHo Hank. I had him
NoHo
dancing
Hank
until the end.
Oh, the best.
And Bill Hader came out and gave a speech. He was like imitating Henry Winkler.
Oh my God!
And saying how Henry Winkler just cares about the pastries the whole time.
Oh my God!
It was like, it was really cool to be a part of.
We'll have to discuss that off the chat. But anyway, so I was watching the set. I thought it was really dope. But the thing that really kind of made me cringe just a little bit, it wasn't even what they were doing. It was people chiming in on Twitter who were just like, oh my God, they're so amazing. They just dropped Miley Cyrus. And I'm like, dude, we do that shit all the time. And like people shit on us for doing it. And then this guy drops it and they're like, oh my God, he's like mind blowing.
It's a time and a place. I know. Well, it was funny too, because I would read some of those like dance music, Twitters or blogs, and they would write like, that was just pure, unadulterated, raw, deep dance music, and that's all it was, and it was beautiful. And I'm like, you're right, there was parts of it that were that, but there were also, he played Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, and what was the other one, like a few other like open format type of like sing-along songs.
And we're like, dude, we play those weekly.
And it was, I think it was to troll, or I don't even know, was it ironic? I couldn't even tell what was happening, or he just wanted to do it. And then he kept putting on that dubstep country rhythm thing, and he played Nirvana. And so part of me was like, this is amazing, they're doing an open format set. I'm also like, wait, is he making fun? I couldn't tell what was happening. And it was funny because the people that were writing about dance music were ignoring that big part of it, that they're playing Party in the USA. And he's going nuts. And we'll get in trouble for playing that at a place that just wants all hip hop.
But they're
I
like,
don't know.
they're
It's
making
interesting.
history. And I'm like,
Yes. Well, everything's
I don't know.
over-exaggerated on the internet.
I
We
know
that.
But it was a dope
But
set.
it was cool to see. It was cool to see them DJing for real. It
Yeah.
seemed like they were kind of just making stuff up.
Yeah.
They were all working together.
Yeah.
They all are so unique and bring so much different stuff to the table.
Yeah.
And, just kind of, it was just, it was pretty cool to see. Obviously, you can't please everybody, but
Yeah.
it was crazy the way because I pictured it way different. I thought they were gonna do a whole big show. They weren't even on the stage.
Yeah.
You know?
I liked where they, I liked that they were out in the middle of the crowd. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I felt like they just were like, let's utilize this ice rink or whatever, and I thought that was pretty rad. But
yeah, and it's cool to see DJing get that front row thing. Like I feel like I remember when I think Tiesto was the first DJ to close out or headline Coachella, and everybody was like, I can't believe this, and did it. And then I think Calvin Harris did it after that.
Yeah.
But it seems like now it's becoming more regular. They had Donovan's Yard closing out one of the stages.
Yeah.
Shout to Sean G and Drew Bird. That's incredible that they got to do that. It was like a lot of DJs at the end. You know what I mean? Even the Calvin Harris DJ set was so cool to watch. You know what I mean? He's playing all his own songs. Everybody's singing every word.
Yeah.
I mean, nuts. So I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But definitely Fortet. I'd love to hear his description of why and what he did.
Well, it's crazy. He had Fortet records from like 2006, 2007. He was in like
He's
the blog
a
era.
Stone's Throw Ninja Tune, like underground.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's just out there with them, and he's so talented and dope. But it's definitely a weird combo. I don't know.
But it just goes to
know
show
the
you that
story
you
of
can
it.
like reinvent yourself, no matter how. How
I saw him
old,
posting this was the greatest time of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. And he's like a vet even more compared to us, So I know that was cool to see.
Yeah. I don't know. It was good. I mean, but once it was over, I was ready to watch Barry again.
Of course.
No, but yeah, but back on those big sing-along songs and things like that, like, and even just like how we were talking about like the mixes earlier, like that's kind of one of the things that like coming out of the pandemic, we did stream a lot. It felt like you kind of like picked it up for a minute and then.
I mean, I did a strong year.
Yeah.
It's just that time is like a warp within these past 3 years. So like a year is almost nothing.
Yeah. Well, I just saw Scene today posted. It's like 3 years.
He's
been doing his thing 3 years.
I gotta get him back on, the show.
He's solid. He's doing like every week solid for 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, but he's so good. He's so skilled. This is what I wrote to him. He's so skilled as a DJ.
Yeah.
He has so much attention to detail, and he puts so much work into these streams that it just pays off. Like someone that's gonna put in that much work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was one of the first people to do it, and then I did it periodically, and then I did a strong year. I would do a couple times a week. And then as I started getting gigs, I would just do it here and there. And then it's been maybe almost a year since I've done a stream. I really want to get back on. I need to just push myself to do it. I was trying to do it with the podcast, but I haven't done it yet. So hopefully soon.
I kind of like same, I started out really early, and then it got to a point where I was doing like 7 days a week. I was just like, I don't care. Like, after we did the podcast, I think I even mentioned in the podcast,
crazy.
I was like, oh, I haven't even had alcohol in the first couple weeks. And then it got to the point where I was literally like, I think I was on one bender for like 30, 40 days where I literally was like drunk nonstop for 40 days.
Yeah, you were like walking around with the biggest bottle of Tito's I've ever seen in my life. Like,
oh, dude.
Videos. I'm like, is he going to be okay?
Yo, the first fucking bottle of that Tito's that I bought, it took me 2 weeks to finish it. By the time I stopped, I could finish one of those in a day and a half.
Oh my God.
Like 2 streams, and it was done. It was gone.
Yeah, you were getting to alcoholic.
Well,
status.
I'm as of today, I'm like almost 9 months sober.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I
didn't even know that.
Yeah, on August 16th of 2022, I had I was my last.
So you go DJ sober everywhere?
Everywhere.
That's crazy because I mean, you used to drink a lot.
Dude, I used to. Yeah.
Like, I've been with you.
I probably kept some liquor companies in business.
Yes. Tito's should have been paying you.
Dude.
Wait, that's crazy. So that's so interesting because DJ Vice just posted yesterday 2 years.
Yeah,
and I'm like, and he was known as someone who would drink.
I used to drink with Vice all the time, so I know. Like he used to get me fucked up.
Wow, that's crazy. So well, congrats and good
thank
job.
you.
How's that been? What was it like from the beginning till now?
Well, like I say, it was like I would stream like 5, 6, 7 days a week, and every time I would stream, I would drink. So it was just like that was the reason
that happened to
drink.
a lot of DJs, I think.
And then I started slowing down a little bit, and then I just started realizing like where people were tuning in, to like what things people were tuning into.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, there's no point in doing these because no one's even tuning in, and I was like, I'm not trying to be completely plastered at 1 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon, for 2 people, yeah. But so I pretty much just narrowed it down to my Yacht Rock show for like the last year and a half that I was doing it, Robot Rock, which you came up with the name.
I named it in the chat. Thank you very much.
He named it in the chat. It was, for those who don't know, it was like a concept of Robot Rock, Daft Punk, and then he made it Robot Rock because it was Yacht Rock, and then we used the Daft Punk font to make the show graphics. But honestly, I had so much fun. I still do Robot Rock pop-ups. I'm actually thinking I might do one this weekend. And but it got to a point like my last night drinking on stream was August 15th and got shitty. The next morning I woke up, I had like severe pain in my abdomen. And at first I thought I just had food poisoning. Right. And I was like, all right, I've had food poisoning before. I'm just going to ride this out. Like I'll be fine. By about 8 p.m. Monday night, I was like, oh, my God. I'm going to have to crawl to the emergency room. It was so bad. And at that point, I was just like, I didn't want to go to the emergency room. Yeah. There was like one of those like one of those express like drive-through like emergency rooms by my house. Okay, like urgent care. Urgent care, yeah. It's one of those like 2 blocks from my house. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go in the morning when I wake up. So I did. Took myself down there, and the guy's like, he's like, do you drink alcohol? I'm like, bro, I was like, I think I'm still drunk from like 2 days ago. And he's like, yeah, he goes, it's going to be a big problem, homie. He's like, if you keep this up, he's like, you're going to end up with pancreatitis. And he goes, you probably spend the rest of your life on a bed. And I'm like, whoa. And that was it. Once he said that was it. Like, I never took another drink after that.
What was it? Like, that was your body telling you that? What he said?
He said it could have been an ulcer, but he said it also could have been like early stages of potentially pancreatitis. And so he's like, you need to like stop like immediately. And I did. God. And about a month later, I had like another episode, but it wasn't as bad. I went back and saw them again. And since then, I've been fine.
Wow.
So that was like, so it was about 9 months ago.
That's crazy, but that's the real hard truth, of like, yes, we all go out and party and drink, and our job is to drink and all that stuff. But no matter what, it's going to catch up to you at some point,
Yeah, I'm good. I feel great.
Good. Oh, I'm so proud of you. That's great.
I appreciate it. Thank you. That's
dope. Because it's really hard. I'm sure, as most everyone here listening probably has gone through this or struggles with this. It's hard to go DJ sober.
Man, the first couple gigs after that,
right?
I was just like, "Fuck, man! Like, how am I gonna get through this night?"
How
whatever.
Did you do it?
It wasn't as bad as I anticipated.
Once you start going and DJing.
Once you start going,
it's almost like once you break through that first 10 to 30 minutes or something, where you're like, oh, I need the drink to like get with the crowd, but then you start DJing, feeling the music, getting them into it. All of a sudden, you're like, I don't need it, and I'm fine, right?
And like now,
you're a little sharper and more clear-headed. And you can think of stuff.
That exactly. Quick, right? I'm so on it now. Like before, I would be like, wait, what was that song called again? I'm like, and now I'm just like boom, 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 and it is. Great. I'm like way more, like you said, sharper and clear. Like on my sets, and my sets are tighter, my mixes are tighter,
and you're able to talk to the manager at Highlight Room at the end of the night. You know what I mean?
And be like, hey, had a great time. Yeah, he's not like, dude, you got so wasted. We have to call your manager.
Drunk. Yeah, like who knows what they're saying after we leave? Some of them like it, but I'm sure a lot of them are like, what's going on here?
Well, it's also nice to just like wake up the next day and not be like completely hungover.
Right.
But I don't know.
That's great. You haven't posted about it that much, right?
It's kind of like there's like, I think I did like the first 30 days, and then I did like 90 days, and then I did 6 months. I'll probably just do again, when it's a year. And but it's just like I don't need to keep letting people know. It's more of a personal thing. Like, But
not that there's something wrong with letting people know.
No, not at all, because it's very encouraging.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very encouraging.
But I didn't,
It's just like, I don't know, like I'm very, it varies with my posts. Like, I things like that. How do I say it without sounding like a dick? I mean, that's something you're proud of, but I have this problem with people that have sympathy posts, where they just post things to get people's sympathy and like things like that.
That's definitely a thing.
And it just annoys me. So I don't know. Like, and again, I said it on the last podcast. I'm saying it again. Like, I'm not here to shit on anyone. Like, y'all are gonna do what you want to do, but trust me. Like, I scroll through posts. I'm like, cringe. Like, keep it moving. But yeah, that's just not me. Like, I try not to draw attention to myself for things like that. Like,
well, I think that's great. That's huge. I feel like I remembered you posting about it a long time ago, and then I forgot, and I didn't know you were still doing that.
No, it's a good thing, and I'm telling you right now, like, the older you get, the harder it is on your body. Like, the alcohol really, and so to the young bucks, just keep it in mind, But
I know it's
healthy.
funny because a lot of people that aren't DJs, like I'm a dad, and my kid plays soccer and like all this stuff, and so I'm around all these other parents, and they'll be like always asking me like, so, like, people do, like, things to stay up, right? Like, I think they're trying to say cocaine or something. And I'm like, no. Like, I've never done...
I've never done cocaine.
No, like, I'm like, number one, I'm just naturally awake.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know. The DJing and the music, like, keeps me up. Yeah. I've never needed a thing coffee. I like coffee, or I'll drink espresso or something. But, like... Yeah. I don't know. They're always like, come on, you're doing the thing. Like, I used to go to the club. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Now if I could only just stop eating donuts, then my life would be, like, amazing.
It's hard to be fully
committed to, like, everything.
Vices. Yeah, come on. Don't be too hard on yourself.
No, but I do. Like, I'm not going to lie. Lately, I'm eating, like, at least one donut a day. Oh. I'm not kidding. Like, here's my thing. Like, Elon Musk, like...
Just make the one donut diet and you could sell that as a
Elon Musk, literally, I mean, he's so cringe to me. Like, yeah, he made a cool car and everything, but the dude is, like, the biggest fucking nerd. Like, and I hate the things that he says on Twitter, and he thinks he knows everything, and, like, I don't care. You know what? He could ban me on Twitter for talking shit, but he can't ban me on the fucking Beatsource podcast. But, true. Dude, but he did say one thing. He said, I guess, like, some doctor thing, or, like, he posted a link, as, like, a doctor said, like, donuts aren't as bad or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I eat a donut a day, and I'm fine. And I'm like, there we go. Finally, somebody else gets it. So that's what me and Elon Musk have in common.
The donut a day challenge.
Donut a day. So I haven't had one yet today, but
From where? Where's your donut spot?
I just usually get one at the grocery store, like when I go to the grocery store. Just a regular bakery, nowhere fancy.
No Krispy Kreme?
No Krispy Kremes, yeah.
I got the spot K's Donuts out in the valley. I give props to K.
So now SK's Donuts is right over there off of like 3rd. They're pretty good.
No, just K.
But I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, good. That's it's fine. I think that's better. You're sober. You have a donut a day.
You gotta you can't get rid of all the vices.
Yes. No, you can't.
But
so we started talking about like family and kids and all that. And I know like you just got engaged.
Yeah, that was actually to me that was the silver lining of the pandemic. A girl that I met in 2013.
Oh wow.
We always kept in touch, but like we didn't have like any kind of relationship. It was just we're just homies. And then like shortly into the pandemic, we really just started talking a lot, and we basically had a long distance relationship up until like last year, and we got engaged like 6-7 months ago.
Crazy, congrats!
Yeah, so.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's been great. That's been really
so
good.
Cool.
Yeah,
so,
she's awesome.
Yeah, you were asking me, you're like, what's it like having because you've always been solo basically.
Yeah,
right?
I've been riding.
What's it like
bro, I've been riding dirty.
Traveling.
Riding dirty.
So, it's
just dogs.
When you're by yourself, you can do whatever you want. You did have the dog, so that made it harder. But yeah, it's nice to have people in your corner, and you do have to balance the family life. I'm sure a lot of people listening, everybody writes me about that stuff, and there's a lot of dads or husbands or wives or, moms, people listening, and they'll write me and ask me questions, and I'm like, there's no real method, but and it's your own choice. Like, how much does your family mean to you? How much does your work mean to you? How much do you need the money? It's the choices that every parent probably has to make in their life, like I just got offered some thing where I could do, but I would have to leave my family for like 2.5 months, and I'm like, is it worth it? I don't think so. You know, like if I was solo and myself, I would do it.
Dude, I did. I don't know if you remember. I did that stint in Asia for like 40 days in 2008, and I mean, I was solo at the time.
What was that? You like lived in China and DJ'd at
well, no. I just at the time I had like 2 different managers. AM was managing me, but then I also had like a couple guys from San Diego that were kind of doing some stuff.
I remember.
And the one guy he had booked me overseas on this like run. And all through Asia, and then the last like week was in Australia, and so it was just like I was in Shanghai, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, Seoul, Korea.
Sounds amazing, honestly.
Bangkok, Thailand. It was good, but then and then I ended up in Melbourne, Australia, and then we had one other date in Sydney and Perth, but then the Sydney and Perth like canceled. But 2 weeks into that, I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like. What did I get myself into?
Right.
Like, I was so homesick. I missed my dogs. I was just like, fuck, man. Like, so when you say 2 months on the road, I'm like, bro.
I mean, that Blink tour I did, we were 3.5 months.
Was it?
In a bus.
Did you get
I left in July and we ended in October.
Did you get to come home at all, though?
No. We left in July and then I never came home till September or July, the end of September. Basically, we came home. Yeah, no, I was gone the whole time. Like, I left my family. I told my wife, I'm like, please just be careful. Don't let Jude, don't let my son, like, get hurt. And, like, the second day, like, we went and did a gig in San Diego and then I think Vegas and then El Paso. It was, like, third show. And she calls me and she's like, don't be afraid. Don't, be worried. But we're headed to the emergency room.
Oh, my God.
He just fell on a trampoline. Turned out he broke his leg on a trampoline and had a broken leg like the whole time I was gone.
Oh, my God.
But no, I met them in Iowa like about a month and a half, 2 months into the tour because that's where she was from and she went and visited her mom. Yeah. We met for like a day and a half. My son was like relearning to walk after he got his cast off. I like barely knew them. It was crazy. And then I left again for a while longer and then finally came back to LA at the end. But that was absolutely crazy.
I bet. Yeah, I bet that'd be nerve-wracking.
And I didn't realize, because I figured we had been touring, and on planes, and I didn't know what it would be like to be on a bus. Yeah. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. Like, I fly places real quick. I'll fly home. I'll fly back. And they're like, you don't understand. Like, we're going to be in the middle of nowhere. And they were right, because we only slept in a hotel maybe like once or twice a week. Mm-hmm. So we would sleep on a bus. So you would go to sleep on the bus, you'd wake up in a parking lot, and you just have to try to find somewhere to take a shower, whether it was like the locker room of the San Antonio Spurs or like a shed outside. And then everybody would be like fighting to take a shower, and because you just had to take a shower in whatever the venue was and brush your teeth in like a bus. It was just kind of like, it was crazy. So if I were to do that again, I would want to make, a lot more money. Blink's going back out. They start May 4th. I think, what's today? May 2nd. So their first show. They're about to do a world tour. Everyone's asking me, like, are you on it? I'm like, no, I'm not. I was just the opener on that specific tour, so that's why people are. Yeah,
I remember when you did that.
And I still do stuff with Travis, and we have a gig. Me and Travis are doing something later this month in New York. So I still do that, but I'm not like the personal DJ.
You guys are on like first name basis.
Yes.
Like, me and Travis.
Well, I'm talking about Blink. I mean, how many Travises are there?
I'm joking, I know.
Me and Sonny, at Coachella.
Oh, my God. I was waiting for that. Sonny, yeah.
Oh my God. My man, T-Dog.
Oh, my God.
That was a crazy time.
Amazing times, yeah.
Yeah, amazing time. But that's the family thing is just, you pick and choose. And even this summer, like I was telling you, my son's going to go play soccer in Europe. So I'm trying to make it where I go DJ and we do both at the same time. And somehow I still get to work, but spend quality time with them. And
that's good.
At the end of the day, it's like all you have is like your memories and the stuff that you're creating. These things that like you want to try to make money, but.
Well, it's funny because she was just like, like everything was cool. And then when I started traveling again, because when we basically started our relationship during the pandemic, I was not traveling.
It's like you were on like a TV show where everybody meets in a pod.
So then like coming out of the pandemic a little bit, you know, I started getting booked dates, and she was just like, well, where are you going? Like, who do you know there? Like, what do you do there when you're not DJing? And I'm like, chill, I'm good. I promise you, like, everything's fine. Like, don't worry about nothing. And then, you know, but now she's just like, yeah, you're right. Everything's cool. And like, you know, like we'll literally just like sit on the phone together.
My wife trusts me, you know, that I can be
but I get it.
Any
I totally
sort
get
of
it.
Crazy situation.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Do whatever she, you know, like we treat each other with 100% respect in all, you know, forms.
And I guess the other thing too that we talk about is she's just like, you know, she goes, so like, what's your like exit strategy? She's like, she's like, you know, when our daughter goes to school, you know, and she's like, my dad's 60 and he's a DJ.
I mean, that's pretty cool, honestly. You're gonna DJ
I mean, that's what I kind of said. I was just like, hey, like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
if your dad's 60 and he's making money and DJing around, that's pretty dope. You know
I mean, I'm not 60, guys. I don't have a daughter yet, but you know, it's I'm planning for future.
No, trust me, I'm with you. I'm in my 40s. I'm around all these other dads. They're just like, what do you do? This is insane, you know. But this is what we're doing, you know. This is, and same. My kid grew up during the pandemic, so there's things that he doesn't remember anymore. He was probably 7 or 8 when it started. Now he's 10, so he's a whole different person, and he looks at everything differently. So same thing. When I was like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm going away for the weekend. I'm going away for the month. I'm doing this, and he'd be like, where are you going? When are you coming back? What are you doing? And he never used to ask a question. So I think he almost sees it in a different light, and now he's used to it. He's like, you going to Vegas again? Okay, cool. You know, I'm like, I'll bring you a magnet from the airport or something, you know. But it's it's crazy, but and there's no real book on how to do it, you know.
Nah, that's what I kind of figured. Like, to be honest with you, like before, you know, I was in another relationship that ended in 2007, and after that, I was like, you know what, I'm cool, just doing this and like whatever. And I never thought I'd end up in another relationship.
Yeah.
And so, it just kind of like happened, and now I'm just kind of like rolling with the punches, and but everything's great, and honestly, I couldn't be happier. Yeah, so it's pretty dope. Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, I think I appreciate it, buddy.
And something else that like we touched on in the other podcast, but I don't think I got to ask so much about it, was like, you're, you know, very well known for your DJ skills, your dope edits, your productions, the sets you've done at so many million different kind of things, but also you're so into art, you know, and you post so much about it, and you're so knowledgeable, and just everything, your style, like you said today, people on YouTube can see that you came in here wearing a John Mayer sweatshirt, and now you're wearing a Slayer t-shirt under it. Look at the style. And then I came up with John Slayer.
John Slayer's hot.
John
Slayer is hot.
It's my alias, John Slayer, baby. It's just Slayer doing John Mayer covers. It's like the worst thing on earth.
John Mayer doing Slayer covers. Even better.
Yo, that would be... I would check that out. John Mayer needs to do that.
Bro, AI, your AI app.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Do it, AI.
Oh, my God.
We got to get AI to do John Mayer doing Slayer songs.
Oh, my God. Okay, you got to do it and then, like, add it to the end of the podcast.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. We were going through AI songs, and I was playing him like Tupac being Ja Rule in this before we started, but John Slayer needs to happen. It'll just be at every other song is Slayer doing a John Mayer or John Mayer doing a Slayer.
Fucking amazing. Dude, that technology is crazy, dude.
It's
like,
so
I don't know.
crazy.
Did you see that they just posted like a thing like yesterday? It said the guy from Google who like invented AI is like stepped down. He's like, bro, he's like, I regret
I just saw the headline that he was saying,
he's just like, dude, it's like going to be detrimental to humanity.
What did he say? Did you read it?
I just basically gone off the headline as well. I got to read the whole article, but he did. He said that it could literally be detrimental to humanity.
What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like, you know what it is? I feel like Terminator, like, you know, 1980 whatever Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger is like finally starting to come to fruition.
It is. I mean, okay, I'll tell you something that's detrimental to humanity. I'll try to play it into the microphone.
Dude, if you're going to play Michael Jackson Munch, does Ice Spice Munch, it's definitely over.
Someone sent me Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson doing Back That Ass Up.
I'm crying.
This is detrimental to society.
I'm crying. It's just not right.
Why? This is a reason. This is why the Google guy quit, I think. He heard this.
But there's no ad libs. There's no
Oh, that would be tight. It's
See,
not there yet.
It needs the ad libs.
Just wait a month.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, so that's bad. Yeah,
So are you gonna start
298 views somehow? Shout to my boy Urban Medium found that. He also sent me Bout It.
Also Michael Jackson?
It's just too bad.
Wait, so are you gonna play AI in your sets now or not?
Well, that's what. So Franzen was just on the last episode, and we were saying like they're gonna shut it down, blah blah. I go, but what if the DJs start playing it and make it a hit song, so the artists have no choice? Like I don't even know what. I don't know. Like he sent me Biggie doing Nas New York State of Mind, and
that's
it's dope.
That's
like,
real dope.
And then he sent me this Tupac doing Ja Rule, Always on Time, and it's pretty dope. Like, so I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard a ton of the AI songs yet.
Like, it does make me feel like Ja Rule was copying Tupac.
It does, because it kind of sounds like Ja Rule, so you have to be like Ja Rule bit Tupac style.
Right, that's crazy. I don't know. There's a lot coming out every day.
Nuts.
I don't know. We should do a show where we play them and rate them.
Oh my god!
But yeah, it's crazy what you can do. And then I was showing you one earlier today where it's just speech, but it sounds like someone's really talking.
Yeah.
And it's and the Chat GPT, just the thing where you can ask it questions. It's pretty nuts. Like, I've been using it more and more and trying to think of reasons to use it. And like I said, I'm going to Europe this summer. And I was like, I know nothing about Portugal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are the coolest hotels that are fun to stay in with a family that are this style in Lisbon? What about in this part of Portugal? It gives me this crazy list. And then I'm like, what if you want to take a train from this city to this city or a road trip? What would be better? And it gives me the routes and the ideas. So then I can go and Google it and like look it up. But
it's crazy.
Or I had it rewrite a part of a contract for me, or I had it like tell me if it's just crazy the things that it can do,
That's crazy.
And this is just me, the beginning of just trying to understand it. There's people out there that are using it so much. But
what if you could get Chat GTP to negotiate your DJ contracts?
Well, it can't. To a point it can, because what I did was I said, hey, can you look at this contract for me and tell me if anything needs to be changed? And it said, sure, please input the contract. And I sent it, and then it told me, this is what's up. Then it said, let me rewrite this for you. And it opened this window by itself, like I guess we're a coding window, and it rewrote it in plain text and said I could copy that back into my Word document.
Yeah.
But like, it's crazy. Like, you could just tell it like, hey, this person said this to me. I want to say this back, and it'll like do it. And just having ideas for vacations, or like it'll brainstorm things for you. Or we should have it brainstorm ways that DJs can get booked out of town.
That's actually pretty dope.
Because it's funny. That's the number one thing. Like I said, people are asking me, and I'm like, in a way, I don't know what you think, but I feel like a lot of the ways are throwing your own party, like we said. That's a big thing. The doing your own edits and remixes and production, I think, is a good way. Like if you're an open format DJ, putting your own edits out if you're not a producer. You know, the people that are producing seem to be able to get booked to sell tickets. But, at least just being out there, adding to the culture, whatever it is, doing a podcast, doing different things, getting streams. Doing TikTok, like there's certain people on TikTok or Instagram that are killing it, that are real DJs that are dope. Look at DJ Puffy too, like he does everything, but he has a great social media presence.
He's a good dude.
So I think it's not just signing with a manager type thing. I don't know if there's other ideas. We can ask Chat GPT.
I don't know if you noticed, like that was another reason I stopped doing the streaming not as much as I just wanted to do other things. Like, and it was funny because like the audience, started to dwindle once people started going back outside.
Right. So what's it like now? Like what's...
like I said, I still do pop-ups. I mainly only do the Yacht Rock stream, which is so fun. I love doing it. It's the greatest ever. Like it makes me feel good.
Right.
But I did. So I started, I don't know if you saw it, I started doing a new mix series called That's What I Call Open Format.
Oh, yeah. So good.
So,
and you're putting out on like Mixcloud and stuff.
Yes. So
it's great.
I basically wanted to do an hour-long mashup.
Yeah.
Of just like, it's just a nonstop, like every song is a mashup, like that leads into the next song. So like, basically
Right.
doing that. And it takes me like forever to do,
Right.
but I feel like it's very
No, they're
rewarding when it's
amazing.
done.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so that's kind of like one of the
That
things.
stream. I haven't seen the stream, sorry, but you've been doing the stream, a stream of it.
Oh no! I'm still doing this like
Or you're just doing another project.
I'll do like the Yaw Rock pop-ups here and there.
Yeah.
And then I just not streaming as much so that I can do other projects like the mix.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Putting
That's
out the mix.
thing.
Or like more edits and things like that.
Right. And at the time, we weren't even going out and having lunch or anything. Like now,
Yeah.
at least we're outside of the house, you know, so. Here, I just typed into Chat GPT.
Oh my God.
What are the best ways DJs can get booked outside of their city? Okay, here we go, guys. Let's see. What does it say? There are several ways DJs can get booked outside of their city. Here are some of the most effective methods. Oh, look at this. Okay, here we go, guys. Chat GPT doing the podcast. It's writing. Network with other DJs and promoters. Oh, okay, good job.
Yeah.
Networking with other DJs and promoters in the industry is a great way to get booked outside of your city. Attend events, join online DJ forums and groups, and engage with other DJs and promoters on social media. This is pretty good. By building relationships and getting your name out there, you'll increase your chances of getting booked in gigs in other cities.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay. What else? Number 2, create a strong online presence. Your online presence is crucial for getting booked outside of your city. Make sure you have a professional website, social media pages, and a SoundCloud or Mixcloud account. How does it know this? This is crazy. Upload your mixes, and this is better than most DJ managers. No offense, managers. They would never be able to tell us this organized in this fashion. Upload your mixes and promote them on your social media channels to showcase your skills to potential bookers. Okay. It's got 5 points. 3, send demo mixes to promoters and clubs. Send demo mixes to promoters and clubs in other cities that you're interested in playing at. Make sure your demo mix is of high quality and showcases your best work. You can also include a short bio and links to your online profiles and website. Number 4, attend music conferences and festivals. Attend music conferences and festivals in other cities to network with industry professionals, get your name out there. You never know who you might meet at these events. It could lead to future gig opportunities.
This is true.
This is great.
This is true.
We need to remember this stuff. Collaborate with local artists and DJs. Collaborating with local artists and DJs in other cities is a great way to expand your network and increase your exposure. By working with others in the industry, you'll create new opportunities for yourself and potentially get booked for gigs in other cities. Overall, getting booked outside your city as a DJ requires a combination of networking, promoting your brand online, showcasing your skills through demo mixes, attending industry events, and collaborating with others in the industry. Damn.
That was pretty thorough. That was pretty thorough.
Great. And the crazy thing is you could follow up, like it knows what you said, so I could write, oh, cool, like what about blah, 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 and like it'll remember. You can have a whole conversation with it, like I'm going to copy and paste that, though, to all the DMs I get in my Instagram.
You should actually send it to me. I might be able to copy and paste it as well.
And we'll send that to our manager. Hey, guys, something to help. I'm going to write, how can a DJ manager get DJs booked better? And then I'm going to send that out.
Oh, my God.
No, that's hilarious.
That's classic.
Okay, well, we'll send that to the group chat. That's so funny. But how crazy is that? That made the Google guy quit.
Well,
But in a way, it's so helpful. Yeah. But it's like the movies, like you said, the very helpful thing will turn evil. Yeah.
That's the worst version yet.
Right. Like it will end up turning like, I don't know.
I mean, you got to think of it. We're at the beginning of it. We're at the beginning of
very beginning.
People are still discovering AI technology like right now. Like I mean, I've never gone on GTP.
Right.
GTP, right?
GPT. Yeah.
GPT, excuse me. But I have like I did use a AI generator the other day, because I still back to.
Yeah,
on the subject of art stuff.
That's what we started.
Like I do. I make some of my own art a little bit. Just little things here and there, but like not to sell or whatever. Just mainly just things that I want to do just because
that's actually interesting.
I just have to get it out there. Like it's something I want to make.
Have you used, because that would be amazing for you. You're someone that's so artistic, but maybe you don't do the art yourself, but you could describe what you want.
Well, I haven't I'm in the process of making like a neon sign. Like, there's a lot of artists that do neon like artworks, whatever, but I've done a few in the past, and like they're quotes, but like there was a quote that I came up with that I wanted to use, but didn't want to use my handwriting, and I didn't want to go on like a font site and buy a font.
Right.
So I typed the quote in an AI generator and handwriting, and it asks you quick scribble, slower scribble, like a cap, you know, and you kind of like pick it, and you keep refreshing it, and it gives you these examples of different like handwriting, like
crazy.
And I picked one that I liked, and it's producing a neon. And you know, when it's done, it'll be done in the next few weeks. So when it's done, I'll send you an image.
Yeah, please. What's the art site that you used? I know there's a lot.
What for?
Like to get the scribbles or whatever.
I'll look it up when I get home. I mean, I literally just Google like AI signature generator or handwriting generator.
Okay.
And a few of them popped up.
Handwriter generator.
Yeah, I just used the first one.
Yeah, there's something called Mid-Journey. Have you seen that one? It looks insane. It's only through Discord.
Okay.
You have to like sign up through Discord, and then you just make a description in the Discord, and then it like makes it and sends it. And my friend, who's like, he's an amazing artist. Like,
I tried to get on Discord once. I got lost. Like I ended up in a forum. It was like people were posting pictures of poop.
Right. There's definitely some bad, or you get hacked. But no, this.
I was like, where am I? I was like, I'm cool in Discord.
This thing is insane. Some of the stuff it makes, and then so I'm trying to launch like a new playlist thing I want to do, and like put out these mixes. And he was like, oh, I'll help you. I'll do a couple backgrounds. And he just sent me this while we were sitting here. Like these are all just AI generated ones.
Oh, okay.
That he did. Like. So crazy.
Yeah, I did a couple of the ones like remember on everyone on Instagram like a month, 2 months ago was like doing the like 10 images, like how your face. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that.
I did a couple. They made me look really fat, so I just bowed out.
That's the donut a day.
Like 2 of them looked really cool. I was like, damn, that's actually kind of cool. I could use that on like a flyer. And then most of them, I was just like, dude, do I really look like that?
I didn't do it. It was like everyone was using it as their main picture. I'm like, come on, you don't look like that.
They just wanted too much info.
Right.
And they wanted $10 a month.
You should get on the art one because you could create your own stuff. You know,
I mean, I'm still like hands-on. Like I want to.
I know.
I want to like still paint. Like
it's about your writing prompt style, maybe. You know.
Well, I am like painting. I'm working on painting a canvas right now. I actually, you know, I made a painting for my fiance on Valentine's Day a couple years ago. So I just do like little ones like that. Like I'm not out there like slanging paintings. You know, I'm just kind of like I'm still
How did you get so into art?
I went to school for art in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't think we talked about.
I took a vocational school, so like again, like I was in high school from '86 to '90. So because you start in the fall.
No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
You start in the fall, but you end in the summer, so you go from one year to the next. So I started in '86.
Okay.
And but anyway, in '87, I took art class in high school. My art teacher was like, "Dude, you shouldn't be here. You should be in like a real art class."
Oh wow.
And so from my sophomore, junior, senior year, I went off campus to a whole different school. It was like a vocational school. And it was weird because like half the school was like, like smart kids like doing art and like culinary and things. And then the other half of the school was like kids who like got in fights at high school. So they sent them to like work on cars. And so it was like really weird.
God.
Yeah.
So, I actually went to a school like that.
It was really weird. But yeah, so I did that and I really got into it. But then like I spent all my time I was acing my art classes, and then I was skateboarding for like the rest of the time, and I basically just shit on the rest of my like classes, like the things I needed to like pass to walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
My senior year, my English teacher reached out to my mom, and she's like, if your son doesn't get an A+ this 9 weeks, he's not going to graduate. And so I was grounded. I was grounded for 9 weeks, and my mom I didn't ride a skateboard. I didn't do I didn't watch TV. Nothing.
Oh my God!
But I did. I aced that class, and part of what I did ace that class was I integrated some art into my project, and I fucking nailed it. So
that's so cool.
I did. I walked down the aisle, but then like when that was over, they were just like, "All right, well your grades still sucked, so you ain't getting into college or anything or like art school." But I did. I just put myself in a community college, took a bunch of art classes. And granted, in 1990, that's like, Adobe, was just kind of coming out. Illustrator was just kind of like new. Computers were like,
right.
And even then in college, like I took some drawing classes and a couple painting classes. But then I really wanted to learn computer stuff. And they're like, dude, if you don't at least take this algebra class, you can't participate. And I was like, well, I'm not paying for something I don't want to be part of. Like, so that was pretty much the end of art. For me.
Oh, crazy.
So I just bust tables and learned how to DJ.
Nuts.
And that's kind of where it literally just transitioned that quickly.
Wow.
I was just bussing tables just to like live. And then that's when I linked up with Z-Trip and I learned how to DJ. And then I never even thought it was going to be a job. I just was just, I just want to learn to do this.
That's crazy.
And then boom, now here we are 50,000 years later.
I just found this. Steve Wonder just sent me this flyer, and we're all on it. Me, you, Z-Trip, AM.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. The San Diego.
Stingery in San Diego, one of the greatest.
Stingery. I don't know.
I love that club. It was so dope. I DJed Kim Kardashian's birthday there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I feel like you may have told that on the last podcast.
It was exactly what you thought it would have been. Yeah, it was. Yeah. But it was dope.
Yeah. I mean, she's killing it now, man.
I mean,
she saw her at the Met Gala.
Dude, I miss clubs like that though.
Oh, that was the best. Shout to Todd, our boy Todd.
Yeah, we could do anything we wanted there.
Oh, that was the best.
And
well, that was the perfect place of throwing the curveball, doing a super open format set, except there's 1,200 people at our mercy, you know, and we could just do anything, you know, because we knew what we were doing and they trusted us. And Todd, I mean, thank God for Todd, you know, like he was our champion, you know, would bring us all in there and so crazy.
So what's something over the pandemic that you did that you always wanted to do and you finally got it done?
I don't think I did it. I still am trying to do it.
What is that, sleep in till 3?
No, I do that every day. No, yeah, it's like my body. I did think I thought I'd become a morning person over the pandemic, and I never did. And I had to just pretend I was like, no, I've been awake the whole time, guys, no problem.
Oh my God, I would start drinking at 7 a.m. I'm not even kidding.
For a time that was okay, you know. No, I mean, I think I wanted to like, you know, get my garage turned into a studio. Like there were so many things that I did halfway and then never really did it. So I don't know. I mean, I learned a lot, you know. It was just learning a lot technologically with the streaming and with VR stuff and just so many tech things I learned over time that now I utilize in my life. And even getting better on the microphone, like talking on Twitch and all that stuff led to me being a bit better on the mic, because I remember one of the first gigs I do a lot of these movie TV gigs and award show things, and one of the first ones I got brought back for was a drive-in at the Rose Bowl in the parking lot, and they wanted me to be on the mic a lot. And normally I would be like, this sucks, but I was like, you know, being from like the Blink tour and some of the tours where people would be watching me, I had to get better on the mic. But then during the pandemic, I got pretty good at just people watching me and talking on a mic and doing the podcast. So that kind of was something I got better at, and I was able to just feel way more comfortable with a bunch of people staring at me and not care what I'm saying.
How many times on the Blink tour did you get on the mic and yell, "Show me your titties"?
Every time, bro. No, they were
but
like,
that's
I'm
dope.
looking out at like 12-year-olds, so I don't think.
Oh, shit. Okay.
What was a mix? There'd be like people like 40, you know, like 39-year-olds that like
I guess they kind of crossed over into that. Yeah.
And then there'd be like, there was young kids that just like knew about them and wanted to see them or something.
That's
I don't
dope.
know. It's a mixed bag for them, you know?
I still probably would have yelled it.
I don't know. I was throwing tortillas in the crowd. And like, I don't know what I would say. I'd be like, what up? I was like calling people out because a lot of times they'd be in the front texting because they're just waiting for the Blink or something or for the next group. So they just wanted that front row spot, but they were like, who the hell is DJ Spider? Like, get this guy.
So you're like, hey, green t-shirt, who you texting?
Yeah, so I'd be like, hey, thanks for paying attention. I see you texting your mom in the front, you know, and then they look up like dirty look back down, keep texting. I'm like, okay, thanks. So I just, you know, got better at just stand-up comedy or something.
Hey, you with the pretzel, let me get some of that.
Yeah. Throw some pop. Exactly. I'm talking to people who are like trying to find their seat and like getting popcorn and hot dogs.
Oh my God, that's
like,
awesome.
You know, sitting down. So I learned a lot.
Oh my God.
Of crowd interaction.
I did. I always wanted to do a 24-hour DJ set.
You mean like in person or online?
Just no, like an actual. Well, either way, I just wanted to DJ for 24 hours straight, and I did that over the pandemic.
Oh yeah, you did. I was about to say.
Yeah, it was on Cinco de Mayo, 2021.
You and Sour Milk did it, right?
Milk did it twice.
He did it
twice.
He told me 2 insane stories from both of those. Like we were on a plane and he was telling me about it or something or somewhere. So what was it like?
Dude, I crushed it. Like
I watched some of it.
Like, no lie, like I was really nervous about doing it, but I kind of just like I timed. I don't want to say I timed it right. I mean, it was obviously 24 hours, but
no, but you had specific sets for certain parts.
Yeah,
right? I know he did too.
I got a good night's sleep. I started at noon, so I wanted to do noon to noon.
Okay.
And then, but I did 2 hour. I did 12 2-hour sets, and each 2-hour set was a different genre. So I would do an open format set for 2 hours. Then I would do like a 2000s rock set for 2 hours. Then I would do like a reggaeton set for 2 hours and a house set for 2 hours. But it helped keep it fresh.
Right.
It helped because then nearing the end of the 2 hours, I was like, okay, I'm anxious to change it up and like it almost like revived me.
Yeah.
And but I did that, and then like going into Cinco de Mayo, like I ended at noon on Cinco de Mayo. So my last 2 hours, I did like a full on like Latin mix of like everything, like reggaeton and like Latin house and whatever.
Yeah.
And but dude, it was like awesome, and I never sat down once, stood the entire time.
God.
I only used the restroom one time.
How's that possible?
I don't know, but I did it, and it was crazy. My fiance went to sleep at around like 1 a.m, and then you know, I kept it moving, and you know, I got a couple like.
This was like 1 year ago, right?
Or not
2 years ago.
2 years. It'd be 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
It's
And
almost Cinco de Mayo now.
I did a It was at like 3, 4 in the morning. Because I did it all on Twitch. And then 3, 4 in the morning, there were a couple people that rated me with like big numbers, and so I think that also just kind of gave me that burst of like, oh shit, I just got a 600-person raid, you know, like I got to be like back on my game, and like, so it was cool, but I did like I made it through, and like actually when I finished, I was like, damn, I could actually probably go like a whole nother hour if I really wanted to. I was like gold, but
wow, was it worth it?
It was totally worth it because it was like something I always wanted to do, like, and you know, I had seen other people like over the years do it with, like with records and whatever. I knew a couple of people that had done it like in the 90s, and but it was just like one of those life goals. I always wanted to DJ for 24 hours straight, and
that's dope.
Yeah, I did it. It was pretty dope.
Congrats. Yeah, did you eat?
Well, I would snack. Five pulled up like in my first hour. DJ 5, and he brought me
that.
Yeah, he brought me like some snacks, like some peanuts or something, or like, you know, just light stuff. And then my girl went to the store and got me just like some little flatbread pizzas I could snack on in between. And,
oh my God.
And then I just drank. I drank water. I was sober the whole night, and then at 10 a.m. I only had 2 hours left. At 10 a.m. I just fucking hit that Tito's bottle like it was a fucking gallon of water. And then
God.
and then I slept for like 2 hours, and then we went and hung out with like Scratchy and 5 and Deluxe and everybody over at the Scam office. They were doing Cinco de Mayo streams and stuff. So I ended up going over there doing a little barbecue.
Slept for 2 hours. I would have slept for like 10 hours.
Dude, I literally couldn't sleep. I don't know what it was. I was literally just like, yeah.
Well, you're wired after, I guess. But
yeah,
wow,
like
that's amazing.
Yeah, so that was one of the things
That's cool.
Yeah.
Any other things you did that you remember?
Nah, not really. I don't know. I guess just, yeah, I don't know. So many things happen like over that, you know.
I know. Yeah. Nuts.
You know, one of my dogs passed, which sucked. But one thing I will say, and I know we even talked about it like on the last podcast. You said what are one of the things that you are grateful for during the pandemic? Was like being home with my dogs.
Yeah.
And so I was able to be home with my dog when he was gone versus being like out on the road when it happened.
Yeah, and feeling like you have to go and he's
so
that's good.
That was kind of like, you know, one of those things, but you know, it was tough, but at the same time, you know, like he lived a long, awesome life.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was kind of the part of the blessings of the pandemic, I guess, you know, the time that we were given. Yeah. And now we're back on the road trying to make things happen.
So where are you headed next?
I don't know. But I do Floor Room this Friday.
Okay. I still got to pull up and see you on there.
Yeah, come through. And then what am I doing? I'm going to be, well, so I do every year, but pre-pandemic and post, I do this spot out in Jersey on the Jersey Shore called DJs, and it is insane. It's like no other place on earth. It's like straight from that show Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Like, and they're opening back up, and so I'm doing that gig with Travis Barker in New York in May, and I'm gonna be close by. So I'm doing 2 days later. I think May 20th. I'm at DJ's doing a set at the crazy New Jersey spot, and then I got a bunch of things coming up. I don't know. I'm in Vegas next month at Tao in June and stuff like that. What about you?
This Saturday I'm in Philadelphia at that new spot Bankroll.
Dope.
Next week, San Jose.
Nice.
Back in San Jose with my brother Arcade
Dope.
and a Slasher. And then, doing a couple other things this month. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I know, me too.
I'm back. I'm actually back in my hometown during Memorial Weekend doing a little hotel party. And then actually I got a little text here from, let's check it out right now. My buddy Chris Villa, he's got this new party he does out there called
Chris Villa, boy.
Tias and Tios, or Tios and Tias. And he was trying to get me on that weekend. Hey, dude, what would you need to book you? Should I go through your agency?
Oh.
Chris, I'm going to talk to you after the podcast, bro.
Go through him, bud.
Shout out to my brother Chris Villa. He was another one.
$10,000.
He was another one, dude. I enjoyed watching Chris Villa on streams.
Oh my God, love it. He still does it a lot, right?
Yeah, he crushes it.
So and you're on there, but more on pop-up level now.
Pop-up stuff. I'm probably gonna do one maybe this weekend. But yeah, every now and then, if you still follow my Twitch, I'll do basically just the yacht rock ones. It's only because that's all I want to play when I live stream. I don't want to play anything else.
And then any other stuff you're working on? I know you've been putting out these really dope edit packs.
Trying to do more edits. I know I kind of lagged over the pandemic. It was just what's the point? No one's out playing, so what's the point of making stuff if no one's gonna be playing it?
Yeah.
So I've been trying to be more vigilant on making those, and then I've done a lot of snippet edits for those mixes, and so now I'm going back in and making full edits of some of the snippet from the mixes, and so just doing that, and then just really trying to focus on my time at home with my lady. And
are you gonna do any TikTok DJ
nah,
sets
I mean,
or,
I did I did the one that you posted. Thank you for posting
American
that
Boy one.
Yeah, I mean,
got a lot of love on your Instagram.
I've had some other ideas. It's just I have to go somewhere and do it. I don't have my setup. My apartment's so small. I know I should actually come here. I want to do. I have a couple other ideas for some stuff like that, and some other little routines and stuff. There's some parties that I'm hoping to play in the future. Nopa Slaps does that R&B and Ribs. That's one I really want to play. And I've listened to some of the really good sets like Chaos and Spider Tech, and and they're not just playing music. They're doing some creative things, and I'm that's awesome. I love that. So I'm kind of I have a memory bank, or I'm jotting down ideas of, okay, so if I do this party eventually, I want to do these things. So it's in the works, but
nice.
But yeah, no, other than that, that's really it. Just same old thing, man. Just living and grateful to be my age, grateful to be alive, grateful to be sober, grateful for my lady, grateful to still be doing something I love, which is DJing almost every weekend.
Right. That's what I was saying in the beginning. You're back at it, and it's dope to see that,
Yeah.
And I think anything's possible, which is how we got here in the first place, but so to come back after the pandemic and be able to be doing that, and we always have to evolve. It's the same way we are reading the crowd, we have to read the landscape of how to get booked,
Yeah.
Do you have any other things you want to talk about?
Well, I was curious. Yeah, I know you asked people if they had any questions. Is there any questions?
I asked kind of late, and let me see what I got. I didn't get that much. Not that anything against you, but I think
totally against me.
Something I asked kind of late. There was a couple things. What was it? Well, people are just giving you props a lot. They just
cool.
like you. So that's nice.
I like you back. I like you. You like me.
I like you a lot, man. No, I don't know. Someone said, Eveready was saying, to this day, I'm still playing Bam Bam Remix.
It's so crazy. Of all the things that I've made, that was the very first thing that I ever made.
I know.
And to me, it was just okay, but everyone still is I still rock that. I'm
so funny.
It's so weird that the very first, first thing that I made is just so
maybe
weird.
You got to get back in your production game.
Man, I've been wanting to. It's so
Now's the time.
Trust me, like, dude,
Quartet, baby.
even like working on that mix, because like I said, I put a lot of time in that mix.
Yeah.
Dude, and I'll be like 10 minutes into it. My girl's like, "Are you almost done?" She's like, "Pay attention to me."
Right.
And so I'm
You're
just like,
this
yeah.
is gonna take me a long time. You got to do it after she goes to bed.
Exactly. And I'm just like, fuck, but when do I sleep?
I
So I don't know.
Never.
Anyway.
Do a 24-hour edit run.
Yeah. I don't know, something. But yeah, no, other than that, everything's
no,
good.
I think, I don't know. I mean, I think Neil Jackson was asking why you don't have TSA pre-check. And
I honestly, yeah.
for someone that travels, we were joking because we were like, he travels so much and he doesn't have pre-check.
I think I'm
But
gonna get it,
explained to
actually.
him how to get it, and now he's going to get it.
Like I said, I have Clear. Clear's pretty good.
Clear will help you get through, but it's a lot. Just at least not having to take off the toiletries and the shoes and
like, whatever, fuck it.
all that crap. Stone Rock wrote me some.
I saw
ridiculous
our
things
group
I
chat.
Probably won't talk about.
I love Stone. Yo, shout out to Graham and Stone because they did.
He's asking how your tennis lessons are going. I assume you're like not taking them or some.
I
went.
went and played tennis with him in Bossa Nova. Bossa Nova. First of all, Bossa Nova is an amazing DJ. I'm actually that's what I'm doing. 2 weeks from now on the 20th.
Mom's Bar.
I'm doing Mom's Bar in Santa Monica with Bossa Nova.
Are you about to say he's really good at tennis?
Dude, he is like fucking John McEnroe. He is so
Wow.
fucking good at tennis.
Oh my God.
He's been playing since he was like 10 years old. Yo, he's a fucking G.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so he's been giving Stone Rock lessons, and I went to get some lessons, but I just haven't made it back over there. But yeah, Stone Rock's like, he's on it.
Really?
But I keep telling him, yo, I'm gonna see you guys next week. And next week turns into next month. The next month turns into half a year from now.
I don't know if I could keep up. I do want to get my.
It's
get
fun,
my
yo.
physical, but
It's fun. The one day I did it, I was like, fuck, I need to do this like every
All
day.
right.
Yeah.
I gotta
But it's like donut, tennis.
If you eat the donut, then play the tennis, you're good. It
Or
equals out.
do the tennis and then eat the donut on the way home. But no, other than that, that's it, man. Not much else. Just
Well, you got any kind of words for the DJs out there that look up to you and want to learn from you?
honestly, anyone that looks up to me, I truly thank you. I appreciate you. All the bookers that before and after the pandemic that because there are bookers that are booking me before and then after are just like, okay, we're ready to get this back on the road.
Yeah.
And then there's some new bookers that are fucking with me now, and I got love for all you guys. I really appreciate you just just believing in what I do and keeping it alive. Other than that, I mean, just guys, just do you. Like I'm my own person. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me. Period.
Yeah.
Like I take criticism, no problem. Like you can tell me
Totally.
I suck. You can make fun of my weight. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Like I'm a happy person. So
Yes. You are.
and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And so I feel like a lot of times I get booked on for that reason.
Yeah.
Because I'm just myself. I don't try to be anybody else.
Right.
And I'm just, I don't know. I guess I'm like relatable. I don't know. But I guess that would be my biggest advice. Just be yourself
Be
and
yourself.
just focus on your craft and, take it seriously. That's always been my biggest thing. I talked about it in the last one.
Yeah.
If you're going to DJ, be serious about it.
Right.
Like if you're doing it half-ass, just fucking do something else.
Right.
That's
the truth.
Leave the serious DJ work for the serious DJs.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, and we see who's serious after the pandemic, who's back out there doing it and who's not.
Yeah. But yo, shout to everyone like just who did. Shout to everyone that that made it through the pandemic and never gave up and kept it moving.
Yeah. And everyone listening, go back and listen to part 1. You'll hear so many amazing stories about DJ AM and Fashen's, beginnings and connection with Z-Trip. And he told so many cool stories on that episode. So
And if you see it on YouTube, you can see my cool hat.
True.
It's a cowboy hat.
Oh, yes.
The cowboy hat.
Yeah. You looked cool. You set yourself up. That was the beginning of Zoom and shit, too.
I know. We were talking about it. We were talking about how everything looked good in the monitor, but then everything around us was just a fucking crusty mess. Yeah. So
where can everyone find you? Just at
still my main two places are Instagram and Twitter at Fashen Fashen, and then Mixcloud at Fashen, and then I don't really fuck with SoundCloud because they always fucking dump my shit.
What about Twitch? It's at Fashen on there too, right?
At Fashen on Twitch as well, and so I'll be doing pop-ups there, but yeah, and that's it. And just look for the guy with no blue check.
Mine got evaporated on Twitter.
I know, mine did too. I was like, I'm good.
Well, me too. I'm like, I just don't understand the purpose of paying for it, because I'm drawing traffic to your website.
Yeah.
So like, why would I pay you for you to be able to sell advertisements off my posts? If somebody can explain to me, and also what are the advantages of having it? I don't understand. Like, I don't pay for any other social media. I pay to host my mixes on Mixcloud and SoundCloud, but why would I post to write little things on Twitter? I don't understand why.
I don't know. I don't understand why
If
anyone
someone
would
could
give a
explain it to
billionaire
me.
$8 a month.
Right, that's the thing. Like, why? And even if it wasn't him, like, even if just normal Twitter was like, hey, we're starting to charge for the verification. Why? What is the purpose? You
It
know
doesn't
what I
come
mean?
with anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with anything extra.
Plus, I don't even have. I have to have DEEJAYSPIDER. I don't even have DJ Spider like I have on all the other ones. So if I could buy that, maybe I would think about doing it. But I don't know the
like domain names. Yeah.
Right, and also like. My whole thing is that I'm posting on there and trying to get you to come look at it. So, like, I'm helping advertise your website. So that's why it seems like a strange thing
I don't
for
know.
me to pay
You know, no diss to anybody that does.
No, exactly. I'm not one of those people that shames you for doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm cool.
I understand why people would do it, I guess, but I don't understand. I haven't figured out a reason for me to go back and
for me, it's. I figure you're. For me personally, I just figure at this point in like my career, like most people know of me already. Like the blue check ain't gonna change anything. Like it's not gonna.
And everyone lost.
It's not gonna make her. It's not gonna make or break anything by having it or not
and
having it.
You don't know who anyone is on there now. It's all crazy.
Well, the funniest thing is when you look at comments and it's just it's all these like random people with like 4 followers with blue checks, and I'm like, all right,
it's strange.
It's. What the fuck is going on with fucking social media?
I don't know. But we're trying to evolve with it,
Anyway.
Yo, DJ Fashen, thank you for coming on. The 20
I got to tell you, I love you. I dropped DJ in 2007.
Well.
It's just Fashion.
No DJ. Fashion. In 2007?
2007.
Well, okay.
It's okay, though.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't think I called you DJ Fashen ever until right now, though.
It's okay.
We'll say, right?
No, you did it on the last podcast, too, but that's okay.
What? It's
all right.
Well, it's because I've known you since then.
No, honestly, it's no big deal. But, I just... Well, you know what it was? The whole reason I even dropped it to begin with is just because I wanted to brand myself as more than just a DJ.
Right.
Doing production, doing, like, whatever, so...
Yeah.
But
then it got blurred. A lot of people don't use DJ anymore, but then some of the biggest, like DJ Snake, and there's big people that do. So
yeah, no, exactly, and just that's part of their brand. Yeah, I get it.
All right, Fashion, no DJ.
Yo, I love you, man.
Love you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Always a pleasure. Tell the family I said hello.
Yes.
And we got to get out. You got to, you got to meet my lady. Let's get up and we'll hit like Jones on 3rd or something.
Oh yeah, love it.
Haven't been there in years. What happened to our sandwich spot?
What, Jones on 3rd?
No, the one on La Cienega.
All about the bread?
No.
What sandwich spot? What was that place? You're right.
It was like
potato chips.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're gone.
Yeah, they're
sadly.
gone. I think pandemic did them in.
We'll hit Uncle Paulie's. That's the spot.
Paulie's is also one of my faves.
So good. Yeah.
That or John and Vinny's. I'm there like once a week.
The bet. Really? John and
my
Vinny's
God.
the greatest.
Dude, the gem salad.
All of it. The pasta. Love it. All right, we're getting out of here, guys. We're going to bore you with our food talk. Fashion knows all about food, so ask him about that, too. So do I. Okay, 20 podcast. Fashion, we out.
Peace.
All right, shout to Fashion for coming on the show. That was a fun, hilarious, great episode. I really enjoyed sitting down with him. The last one was on Zoom, so we finally got to hang in person and catch up. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. The 20 podcast is produced by Beatsource. Join us next week for more interviews as we discuss music that matters to DJs. I'm DJ Spider signing off. Peace.